Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the College Football Weekly podcast. I'm your host, Hunter Woodward, and with me today, as always,
Hunter Cottle.
yes, sir. Welcome to week three of College Football Weekly. We're going to be going over a few things, last week's results and this week's upcoming games. If you guys want to watch us on YouTube, if you aren't already, you can find us at College FB Weekly and on Instagram at College FBW. So, before we start, you have anything you'd like to say?
Nope. Save
Okay,
it.
we'll get into it then. So, starting off with our week two top 25 results. Got number one Georgia versus Ball State. Georgia won 45-3. Nothing really different with that game. Blowout, just showing off what they can use against smaller teams,
Yep.
mainly Brock Bowers. Um,
Yeah.
then at number two, we have Michigan versus UNLV. Michigan won 35-7. I
Not a
mean,
strong game for them, but then again,
no,
Blake Corum had a great day. And that's all they
yeah,
need.
yeah, he had two touchdowns, I believe,
I think it was three.
two
Or
or three.
yeah. He
I'm
went
not sure,
off.
but good game for them, 2-0. Number three, we have Alabama versus number 11 Texas, college game day. Texas winning 34-24.
Awesome game.
Proved us wrong. We
Of
thought
course,
Bama would win.
I wanted Bama to win, but seeing Sark used to coach with Saban. He used to be,
Yeah, it's good seeing an
they,
old Saban coach win.
yeah, yeah. And it's not all the time that we see that. So when we do see it,
No.
especially when it's in Tuscaloosa, that's impressive. But Sark knows Saban. Saban doesn't change his game plan a whole lot. So it's kind of we saw it last year, hints of it last year, and this
Right.
year was just Texas might be back. I don't know.
Hey, Texas, they were down for the first time in the fourth quarter, immediately came back and scored on a three play, like 70 something yard drive. It was
Yeah,
amazing.
Quinn Ewers
Amazing.
balled out.
Yeah, for real. Alabama with the 10 penalties, 10 plus penalties like they did last year against Texas. So
Yeah,
playing against themselves.
Bryce Young couldn't save him this time.
No. At number four, we have Florida State versus Southern Miss. FSU won 66-13. No, I mean, it's easy. We saw what they did to LSU. It's no surprise they beat Southern Miss by that much.
Yeah,
Number five, Ohio State versus Youngstown State. Ohio State won 35-7, and the same as Michigan, 35-7 games. And against smaller teams, it looks like they're practicing
yeah.
and
Preseason.
working. Yeah, it's kind of like a preseason. Um, I mean, this game is running back games for the both teams. Mayan Williams had three touchdowns, I
Yeah,
believe, two or three touchdowns, and one was called back in the end and was proven to be a ref's fault afterwards, which that has
yeah,
happened two times in 2 weeks. But I mean, can't change anything about that. It's still a win. Then at number six, we have USC versus Stanford. USC winning 56-10. Another blowout for USC already,
it was
averaging over 50 points a game.
it was really impressive how their defense played.
Yeah.
And Stanford, they're kind of starting to be a pushover team since
hmm
McCaffrey left. They kind of been lingering in that top 20, top 25 era. But
It's just gradual.
late night, Caleb Williams said, "All right, bet. Watch
Yeah.
this. He's gonna make a Heisman fight again this year against
Yeah.
Shador Sanders. Oof, great talents.
Oh my goodness. That would be amazing.
Yep.
Number seven, we have Penn State versus Delaware. Penn State winning 63-7. Again, that's how it's been for the past 2 weeks. Blowouts all around. Then at number eight, Washington versus Tulsa. Another blowout. 43-10. Michael Penix Jr., dude.
Buddy is a dog.
He's got so many. He's got over 800 passing yards and
Yeah.
eight touchdowns in 2 weeks.
That's
Insane.
crazy, bro.
Number 9, Tennessee versus Austin Peay. Tennessee winning 30-13.
I
Austin
watched
Peay
it,
almost
yeah.
scored again in the fourth quarter on the 1 yard line.
And going into halftime, I believe it was either 13-13 or it was 13-6. But
Yeah, it wasn't good.
yeah, man, you got to move them back in the rankings. So then, I mean, come on.
Right. Tennessee showing they weren't that tough against. I guess it could have been unprepared, but that's sad.
That's sloppy.
Yeah. Number 10, Notre Dame at NC State. Notre Dame winning 45-24. Defense gave a little bit more this game,
Yeah.
but I mean, Notre Dame's offense is stout.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Sam Hartman is a great fit for them. And also that I mean on defense they did give up a little bit, but they had two starting linebackers that were out for that game.
Right.
So it was kind of like we're gonna rest this game. I know it's not professional where you can rest a week and then come back, but it's kind of what it looked like they were doing. So
Right.
saving it for a
Next,
good time.
next we have number 11, Texas at number 3, Alabama. Just talked about them. Speaking of Alabama, again, they're switching up quarterbacks next week.
Yeah. And
So,
we just talked about his former team,
yeah,
Notre Dame.
saving face. Yeah. Number 12, Utah at Baylor. Utah winning 20-13. Baylor with a scare there against Utah. Pretty sad last
Yeah.
drive for Baylor. Ooh, they could have went to OT so easily, but
Yeah. So stupid.
yeah. Number 13, Oregon at Texas Tech. Oregon winning 38-30. Also another scare.
That was a
Texas
shootout.
Tech could have won so
Yeah.
easily.
Bo Nix played an outstanding game. You know, he made a few mistakes, but man, there's a lot of good quarterbacks, not just teams, quarterbacks this year. And that's something
Right.
we've been lacking for a while. There's always been those top three guys. And now we have at least five great quarterbacks in one conference.
Right.
So
I
awesome.
mean, dude, there's so many great quarterbacks just in the top 25 alone. I
Yeah.
mean, it's insane. And we'll get to see a lot more quarterbacks coming up next year too. So it's gonna be good, especially after Caleb Williams leaves. So
I want to
number
see I want to see what Arch Manning does.
oh yeah, Texas. I want to see that too. That's gonna be a good franchise for them.
It
Uh,
is.
n- Number 14, LSU versus Grambling. LSU won 72-10. Who's Grambling? Can't tell you.
Beats me. Grambling State, that's the only one I know.
Where is that even at?
That's a good question.
That
Probably
is a
somewhere
great.
in Georgia, but
I
they
mean,
have
they
that
got the
big
capital
G.
G. Yeah.
Yeah, they look like a high school team.
Right. It really
They
they
play
have
like
played like a high school team too. Number 15, Kansas State versus Troy. Kansas State winning 42-13. You think after Troy's run last year they'd be a little bit better, but
yeah.
Kansas State sealed that game off pretty quick. So,
Kansas State was pretty good.
yeah. They've been wanting these wins since after last year against TCU. So, they're trying to
And
make
a
a
loss
statement
to
for
Bama.
themselves. Yeah. Yeah. 16, we have Oregon State versus UC Davis. Oregon State won 55-7. Another blowout. Nothing too
Another good
considerate.
quarterback in the Pac-12.
Yeah.
I
Oh
mean,
yeah. Pac-12. I'm
it's
jealous.
yeah, I know, right? It's
Yeah.
well, some of them are coming to y'all, so that'll be all
Right.
right. But
4.
man, DJ Uyunglele, I mean, I always thought he was good. Did
Right.
he not play his best at Clemson? Of course. I mean, he still won a ACC championship game, but you know, he fits this scheme so well. They haven't really played a big tough team yet. They play Oregon, so that'll be and they play
That's
Colorado too.
that's most likely going to be an upset for Oregon.
Yeah,
Hopefully. Maybe.
hopefully.
We'll
I
see.
do would yeah I would like to see DJ go good this year. I want to see him do good.
Yeah.
But
Next up at 17, we have North Carolina versus App State. I told you, watch
yeah,
out. Watch out for App State. They're the upset team.
those
North
Mountaineers.
Carolina winning 40-34 in double overtime.
That was
That
a great game.
great game for App State. We saw Drake May. He did all right. He did pretty good, but
Yeah, he did.
it was a
I mean,
struggle.
he didn't play that well against them last year either. But
No,
at the same time, he made the right reads when it was time. And that's what you want to see. That's what Mac Brown wants to see out of his young quarterback.
right.
He's got all this hype on his shoulders. If he's going to be good, I don't see him getting a Heisman at least this year.
No.
But I see him maybe going good in the draft one day. But it's too early to say anything about that.
All right, we'll have to see some good ranked teams playing him. So
Yeah.
we'll see how that goes for Drake. At number 18, we have Oklahoma versus SMU. Oklahoma winning 28-11. Where's that big blowout Oklahoma team? Was it luck? Was it the team that we're playing? I mean,
Maybe.
most
Hey,
likely.
SMU, by the way, soon to be ACC.
Okay, I
So there
got
we
you.
go. That's why.
Let me look at how many Pac-12 teams that are ranked on here that are going to the Big Ten. Let's see, USC, Washington, Oregon, UCLA is not on there,
Yeah,
but
but here they have
after
that
their
quarterback.
quarterback, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, Next at number 19, Wisconsin at Washington State. Speaking of Big Ten, Washington State winning 30 or no. Yeah. Wait, did they play Washington State or did they play Buffalo? No, they beat Buffalo week one. I'm dumb.
Yeah.
Washington
They,
State winning 31-22. I blanked out
I
hard
called
for
that
that.
game.
Yeah, you
Wazoo,
did.
baby. Let's go.
Yeah, you did. I'm proud of you. Next at number 20, we have Ole Miss. At number 24, Tulane, one of the only other ranked matchups we saw this week. Ole Miss winning 37-20. Poor Green Wave.
Yep.
It stopped.
I wanted them to win. Man.
I wanted Tulane to win too, but it's
Man,
tough,
they
man.
had it.
They
17 to
had it.
7. I was like, this is it.
This is their
Nope.
time. Nope. No, next at number 21, we have Duke versus Lafayette. Duke won 42-7. Blowout for Duke.
Duke
Uh,
looks good.
they do look good. 22 Colorado versus Nebraska. Colorado won 36-14. Matt Rule is struggling.
And he's not gonna
Struggling.
have a job soon.
No. First the Panthers.
Ugh, no,
No,
first Baylor.
Nebraska. Yeah, first Baylor. Yeah, but I mean,
Ugh,
he
he shouldn't have
he
left Baylor.
Nebraska was overhyped this season for sure with Matt
Yeah.
Rule. So they
I
bought
think
into
let
the hype a
him.
little too much.
Yeah, he didn't really have time to recruit that much either.
No. No, that's right. How many year deal did he sign? Like just
I
like
thought it was like a 5. I want to
I,
say 5.
I thought it was around 3 to 5. So I'm gonna take your word for it and say 5, but he's got time to rebuild. So this
Yeah.
first year you should be a couple wins, not enough to maybe go to a bowl game, but we'll see. It's gonna progress over time. So, 23 Texas A&M at Miami. Miami winning 48-33. The
Stay
U.
with me. SEC. SEC.
Another SEC team falls this week. That's what we personally here like to see.
We
But
love it.
I mean, live in the South, so
Yeah. Well, I mean, we hear it all the time. And of course, our teams are in different conferences. So, well,
right.
of course, we're going to hate them. But we're very non biased when it comes to the podcast. But How about them Hurricanes?
Yeah. We talk
Yeah.
about what we like and we talk about what we don't like. And
Yeah.
at the end of it, we give our true feelings towards the teams or
We definitely give our
towards of how they
flowers.
played.
We give them
Yeah.
flowers too. Like Georgia,
Oh
there's
yeah.
sometimes that we talk not so good about them. The next podcast we'll say they actually didn't play that bad this week. So
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah. But horns up this week and
Yeah.
yeah. Next we have number 24, Tulane just talked about it. They played Ole Miss at home, sadly. Ole Miss won 37-20. Next we have number 25 Clemson versus Charleston Southern. Clemson won 66-17. Good bounce back game for them,
Oh
but
yeah. Let's
we'll
just
see how
kick
they
us out of
rank
the
next
top
week.
25.
We'll see how they rank next week. You have
We'll see how
anything?
they rank us. Hey, Mark, this can go on. Nah, I ain't even gonna say that yet. This could how about this? When Clemson beats Florida State at Clemson, we'll be looking back on these podcasts and being like, wow, remember when Clemson wasn't ranked? We'll be ranked again. Trust and believe that.
All right.
Especially after Florida State. We're gonna be top 10 after that.
Take your word for it. Take your word
Okay.
for it. Anything to talk about next or last week? Any big games? Of course, we have Bama, Texas. That was the big game of the week.
Yeah. I
But
liked Miami and Texas A&M. I watched that whole game. That
yeah,
was really Miami hasn't looked that strong. They were not, trash talking. It was all football, just
right.
football. I like that. I mean,
Yeah,
I don't know
it's
if
a
the
good
U's
thing
back,
and a rare thing
but
to see.
yeah,
Yeah.
from any Florida school.
Right.
Realistically.
All right, let's move into the next week. This upcoming week of College Football Weekly's AP Top 25, week 3. So at number 1, we have Georgia. 55 first place votes. They play South Carolina this Saturday at 3:30. Georgia set to win by 27. I mean, I think Georgia wins by 28, but it's a fun thing to root for South Carolina in this game. Root for an underdog.
This game, I will not be watching because I hate both these teams with such a passion. But at the same time, I would like to see Georgia lose, and I'm going to win the game either way. Or Clemson fans will win this game anyway.
Okay.
So I think South Carolina has a really good put together team. They played North Carolina when Georgia hasn't really played anybody. To be honest, they haven't played anybody. UT Martin and Ball State. So it's like we don't know what they have yet, and they have looked slow at times. And South Carolina's going to be wanting this game back. You know,
Right. Especially
so,
after losing to North Carolina too.
yeah, they're gonna.
So
I think they might bounce back. It'd be good to see that game, but
it would.
no.
Next, at number 2, we have Michigan. They got 2 first place votes and will be playing Bowling Green this Saturday at 7:30 p.m. Michigan is set to win by 39.5. So
Wow.
they might win by 20 something. Who knows? It's
They didn't even put up 39 on the board last week.
no,
So
no. Another game, last game, Harbaugh will be out. So
yeah, it'd be really cool
mm,
to see him get back, see how good they are then,
yeah,
because their offense looks good. The defenses look the same, but
I'm right. Moving up 7 spots to number 3, we have Florida State.
it's ridiculous.
I don't like it. I don't like it. Not
It'll change in a few weeks.
7 spots, 1 spot. Texas moved up 7 spots. Florida
Now they
State,
deserve that.
Florida State got 3 first place votes, and they'll be playing at Boston College this Saturday at 12 p.m. Florida State set to win by 29. So
Yeah.
I think that's Boston College is one of many rare like upset teams in the
Yeah.
ACC.
I
So
will say that one thing about them is that they play their heart out on one night and one night specifically, and that's the red bandana game.
right.
And that's this week. I forget what it's really about. I think it's somebody on the team. Credit if I'm wrong in the comments, but one of the players passed away, so they started wearing that as a
Okay.
gesture. So it just kept on going. And so they
Well,
always
that's good.
play their best football on that. So we'll see.
We will see. Next, number 4, jumping up 7 spots with 2 first place votes, we have Texas. They play Wyoming this Saturday at 8 p.m. And Texas is set to win by 28. So
Let's go Cowboys.
I know you have a bias for Wyoming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Your favorite quarterback came from there, Josh Allen.
yeah. Yours did. Mine came
Hey,
from
got me like 8 fantasy points this week. Let's go.
more than Joe Burrow.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. This isn't NFL week though, so let's
Yeah,
let's
let's
move
stop this
on.
right now.
Let's move on. Moving up one spot at number 5, we have USC. First bye week of the season. They get 2 since they played a week early. Uh, Averaging 50 points a game with over 150 points in the first 3 games.
They've got a tough schedule. They've got
Very
a
tough
tough
3
schedule.
games though. They've got a
Colorado.
Colorado. Don't they play Oregon?
Yep. Oregon. Don't count out UCLA. They play Notre
Nope.
Dame too.
And Utah.
Oh, and Cam Rising coming back.
Yep,
Oh,
Cam Rising's gonna be back for that game. Hopefully.
Caleb Williams superstition right there.
Exactly. Don't put the paint on your fingernails this time, or Caleb.
Yeah,
Don't do it.
both
Don't
times.
do it. Yeah.
Ah,
Moving down one spot at number 6, we have Ohio State. They play Western Kentucky this Saturday at 4 p.m. Ohio State set to win by 27.5. Moving down yet another spot. I'm going to make the same argument I did last week. We scored the same as a number 2 team, and we moved down to 6,
I
and
just
everybody
think,
else moves up. We're not going to get enough credit until we beat Notre Dame.
yeah.
And everybody's saying the big bad Notre Dame, but nobody said that after we beat them
I mean,
last year.
that's kind of like saying I'm not going to give, or not me, but in general, Georgia, we weren't going to give them a chance last year unless they beat Tennessee,
Hmm.
or unless let's flip it. Tennessee, we were not going to give them a chance until they finally beat Saban,
Right.
and they did. So it's kind of like Ohio State doesn't really deserve this hate, and that's coming from me. But it's at the same
Someone who
time,
hates Ohio State. Yeah.
the teams in front of Ohio State, besides Michigan and Georgia, have they've played really good games.
Right. They played
So
really great games against ranked teams like Florida State and
yeah,
Texas. USC, they've got like the highest scoring offense so far.
and the
And
Heisman.
yeah, exactly, a Heisman. And I mean, Michigan last week, we scored the same as them, and they played
Yeah,
UNLV. We played Youngstown State, so it's kind of an even game in that sense. So, and then Georgia plays another no-name team with 55 first place votes. It's insane. I just don't think
it's so biased.
if we drop, I think other teams should drop, but I
Well, I could
understand
make the same
why.
case. Like Clemson, we yeah we did struggle the first little half, the first quarter, but we won 66-17. It was like
Right.
there was no reason to
It's
move
about
us.
the end score.
Yeah,
Right. And speaking on Ohio State, actually declared our starting QB for sure, so we should have a more comfortable Kyle
yeah,
McCord. So he won't be looking over his shoulder like, oh, I'm gonna get taken out for 3 plays
yeah.
and let Devin Brown go 3 and out again. So, I mean, he just
Yeah,
looks
but
so
he
much better.
deserves it. He deserves it
He deserves
for
it by
sure.
far.
I think Devin Brown is like he kind of already knew,
Right.
right? So
I mean,
Good,
fighting
good for
for it
y'all.
every week though. So
Yeah,
yeah, I'm glad we established that a week before we play Notre Dame. So we get to
yeah.
see him air out some balls at Western Kentucky, and then
Finally let him
hopefully
play
play
this
well.
game. Yeah,
Hopefully
I
play well
think he
against
will.
Notre Dame.
It's in South Bend, isn't it?
hmm So
Oh, I hate South Bend,
that's
but
yeah,
it's
that's a
awesome.
struggle game. That's a
It
struggle
is.
game. Next at number
But
7, we have Penn State at Illinois this Saturday at 12 p.m. Penn State is set to win by 16. This might be a good game. Illinois is always a little
fighting Illy.
yeah, they can either come out and play the best games of their lives or you can beat them by 80. So, it's on the day. Next at number 8, we have Washington. They play at Michigan State this Saturday at 5 p.m. Washington set to win by 16. Possibly another good game. We'll
Yeah,
see.
Sparty. Don't count Sparty out. Hmm.
We'll see. I mean, Mel Tucker just got fired, so
Yeah,
I'm not going to talk on that because that is going to be age restricted everywhere
yeah,
for
yeah.
podcasts. But yeah, we'll let you guys look that up on your.
Or
Moving up one spot at number 9 now, we have Notre Dame. They play Central Michigan this Saturday at 2:30 p.m. Notre Dame set to win by 34. Blowout. Blowout.
I
Moving
think
down. Oh yeah, go ahead.
the committee they took away too much from the Navy game because Navy's not good.
Navy is not good. They just
They,
lost
yeah,
to like Buffalo or they lost to Memphis.
yeah. Memphis a few years ago, one of the highest ranked offenses in the league, but now,
Mm-mm.
oh, bro.
No. Mm-mm. Not gonna happen.
You know they have a tough schedule too. So
Yeah, it's always weird whenever you play Navy. So
yeah,
I guess they took something from that, but
in
Army
Dublin,
Army won today.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm an Army guy, so
Yep.
that's gonna be
I
fun.
love that game.
I love it. It's always great.
Yep.
Always packed out. Moving down 7 spots. Now at number 10, we have Alabama at South Florida this Saturday at 3:30 p.m. Alabama set to win by 31.5. We'll see how I forgot his name, but we played him last year. I saw him at the game.
Tyler Buchner.
Tyler Buckner. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not bad. He got injured
No.
after week 1 last year.
Yeah.
And
I like him, and I think he kind of plays that same play style as like a Mac Jones. Nick Saban kind of
yeah,
dabbled in it, and after losing to Texas, he was like, "Okay, back to the old ways. Let's run it."
right. We'll see how it works. And if
Yeah.
Jalen Milroe loses his starting spot for good, I mean, we'll have to see how well they play. I mean, it's not a ranked team, but if you don't beat them by more than 38, they'll be like, okay,
Yeah, this is a game
maybe
back for them.
maybe back to Milroe.
And their
Move.
season's not over either, which is
No,
crazy.
they can
So
beat anybody on their schedule and jump back up because that's Bama. Moving down 2 spots at number 11, just talked about them. Moving down, they should have. Tennessee, they play at Florida this Saturday at 7 p.m. and Tennessee set to win by 7. This is a struggle game. We saw
yeah,
Florida almost beat Utah. In Utah, I mean, they didn't have their starting Cam Rising, but they had their backup quarterback who's been with them for a long time.
and he plays. He's very well. He's good. Like
Right. He
he
played in the
knows to
Rose
play.
Bowl
Yeah,
against Ohio State. Came out as a freshman. First touchdown.
yeah.
He's
Oh,
good.
that was a good game too. But
He's good. People underestimate him. Moving nowhere, we have number 12 Utah. They play Weber State this Saturday at 2 p.m. No spread. It's a blowout.
yep.
13, we have Oregon. They play Hawaii this Saturday at 8 p.m. and Oregon set to win by 37. Blowout. It's these next few games should be blowouts. But
Yeah.
14, LSU at Mississippi State this Saturday at 12 p.m. LSU set to win by 9. by 9. I don't know where they're getting this. Mississippi State is so strong. I would like for them to maybe possibly win, but I don't think
Is where is it? Where's the game at?
it's it's at Mississippi State.
Yeah, LSU won't win that game by more than 9. The Cowbells, they'll get to you, man.
Okay, I got you. Maybe they do win. Maybe they only win by 9.
Yeah,
I
imagine.
think I think LSU wins by like 17, maybe. We'll see.
Yeah, I do
Gonna
like
be a
I
fun
like
day.
Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels is he's a
Yeah,
great
he's a good
quarterback.
quarterback.
So
Yeah. Moving on to number 15, we have Kansas State. They play at Missouri this Saturday at 12 p.m. Kansas State only set to win by 5. Kansas State wins by more than this. They just saw they won last week against another SEC team, I believe. Maybe not, but it's Mizzou, the
yeah,
ones that were troublemakers for Georgia last year. So maybe they're so strong, even though they went like 6-7.
and every one of their the star receiver for them that played good against Georgia now plays for Georgia. So
Yeah. So, I mean, Mizzou is out of the question. I think Kansas State wins by 23. Next at 16, we have Oregon State. They play San Diego State this Saturday at 3:30 p.m. And Oregon State set to win by 21.5. That's a good
Oregon
spread.
State, they
That's a
play San
decent
Diego
spread.
State.
Yeah, they play San Diego State. Even
Yeah,
though, I mean, San Diego State's not good. I think that's a decent spread. I would up that spread by like, I'd give them 30.
yeah.
30 at
Yeah,
least just for the
it'd be
spread.
interesting. I want to see DJ. Not. Never mind. Cut DJ. I want to see Oregon State's defense. They were really good last year, undercover,
Yeah,
kind of like Oklahoma State, and
they were
you
good
know,
for the first couple weeks until they,
tough conference.
yeah. Next, jumping up 3 spots at number 17, we have Ole Miss. They play Georgia Tech this Saturday at 7:30 p.m. and Ole Miss is supposed to win by like 19.5. If Ole Miss is really that bad, that's a good spread.
Yeah,
It's Georgia Tech. You got to beat them. I mean,
let's go Yellow Jackets. That's all I gotta say.
yeah, another ACC team. So
Yep.
moving
Hey,
up four.
Wake Forest beat Vanderbilt too last week, by the way. So
Hmm, have fun. Moving up 4 spots. Now at number 18, we have Colorado. They play Colorado State this Saturday at 10 p.m. Colorado set to win by 23.5. That's college game day, and The Rock is going to be the guest host
yep, that's
in
I,
Boulder.
I watched what's his face Pat McAfee his
Yeah,
show, and he was on there. So it's gonna be pretty cool. He does like a little college game day before college game day
right.
for his show, and it's so cool. But yeah, it's there's a lot of drama in this game for it just being that was Colorado's only win last year was against Colorado State.
Right.
So
I mean,
and their coach,
Colorado State is notoriously bad.
yes,
So we'll
it's gonna be
see
a.
how good this is going to be a good rivalry game. Maybe a shootout for Colorado.
I don't think so.
You
I
don't
think
think so?
Colorado kills them.
I mean, like not a shootout, a shutout. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I do think. I don't know about. I just we don't know anything about Colorado other than they have a lot of athletes. But
Right. Moving down 1 spot at number 19, we have Oklahoma. They play at Tulsa this Saturday at 3:30 p.m. Oklahoma is set to win by 25.5. After last week's performance, understandable moving down in the rank.
yeah,
Uh,
that's how
moving
it's.
down, moving down 3 ranks. Again, North Carolina. They play Minnesota this Saturday at 3:30 p.m. North
That's a
Carolina
big
set
game.
to win by 6.5. That's a
That's a
big
big
game.
game. It is.
That's a good game. We saw
Minnesota is
Minnesota.
not to be played with.
we saw Minnesota in the last 5 minutes of the fourth quarter against Nebraska. Dude, they can come back at any time that they want.
Yeah,
They've
they
got
just have
to
nothing to lose.
they've got to be leading by a lot by the time it gets to the fourth quarter because they're a fourth
Yeah,
quarter team by far. Next, we have at number 21, staying still. Duke plays Northwestern this Saturday at 3:30 p.m. and Duke is set to win by 20.
that's
Might
another
be a
big
good
game
game.
too. Yeah,
If it was at Northwestern, I think it'd be closer, but
I
and
think
if they
is
had bad weather,
Duke wants. I don't know. Duke just wants to win games. I
right?
mean, they caught Clemson sleeping, and that's coming from me. So
We'll see how
I
well
would,
they
I would
play.
like to see Duke play pretty good. My goal is for us to win the ACC, but go and play Notre Dame, uh, Duke in the championship game.
Right.
I want that. So keep winning, Duke.
I got you. Next, the previously unranked, now number 22, Miami. They play Bethune Thursday at 7:30 p.m. So this game already happened. Miami
Yeah,
won 48-7 against Bethune. There was no question about that. Previously unranked, now ranked number 23, Washington State. They play North Colorado this Saturday at 5 p.m. No spread. Previously unranked, now ranked number 24, UCLA. They play NC Central this Saturday at 5 p.m. There's no spread. So UCLA is now ranked. And the previously unranked, now ranked 25, Iowa. They're back in. They play
yeah.
Western Michigan this Saturday at 3:30 p.m. Iowa set to win by 25. So
I hope Iowa loses.
I wonder why. So y'all can jump back in.
Yes, it's so ridiculous, but I can see why. But at the same time, don't you know put us in the top 10 when we beat Florida State.
Yeah, man. So what's your favorite games coming up this week?
I like I said I didn't want to watch it. I probably will not watch it. But the South Carolina Georgia game, be really cool to see Georgia play somebody that actually wants to win a football game.
Right.
So
It's 3:30
that
game too, so
yeah, that'll be
get it
interesting.
early.
Colorado State game, that'll be fun to watch Dion just clown these guys. So
Right.
I mean, there's not too much going on, but there's good games. I'm going to be at the Clemson game this weekend. I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, I want to see Michael Penix Jr. ball out. He needs to.
He should.
Yeah.
We'll see how Michigan State's defense is against that.
Yeah.
So
Sure.
having good receivers and a good quarterback.
Ugh.
Ooh,
Michigan
last time
State's
they
a
saw
nightmare.
that. Yeah, last time Michigan State saw that was against Ohio State last year. The
Yeah.
CJ and Marv and Buka and all the others.
Basically the same team you have now, besides CJ.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, we didn't have we didn't have Mr. Smith.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So, yeah, let's talk about the teams that dropped out this past week, and then that'll be the end of the episode. We have number 19, Wisconsin. They just lost to who did they lose to? They lost to Washington State, Wazoo,
Yeah.
the one you
Wazoo.
called.
Yeah.
Then we have number 23, Texas A&M, losing to Miami. Not a big shock they dropped out. They were number 23. Or number 24, Tulane. Rest in peace to them. And number 25, Clemson after a win. So they'll most likely jump back in after a win against Florida Atlantic this week, seeing who drops out and if
Hope
it's a
so.
good enough game. So
Yeah, we better blow them out. I will come on that field and put the pads on and play.
be a backup. Just run down to Dabo.
Yeah. Hey, can I go in?
Put me in. You gonna meet at the Paul after the game?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to.
I
We
gotcha.
we kind of got upper deck seats, but Tiger Walk is at 6 o'clock, and then the game's at 8. So it's always 2 hours before, but it'll be fun. I'm gonna go down. I'm not gonna say too much on the podcast yet, but filming something for College Football Weekly, and that'll be fun. First experience doing it. Get a little practice in for it.
Right.
Can't wait to do it some more too. It'll be
Speaking
fun.
of which, I've got one myself from the Youngstown State Ohio State game.
Yep.
So there's going to be a
Big
lot.
videos coming out.
There's a couple
Go.
close up of some big players. So yeah, maybe you'll see Marv like 3 feet away from me. Maybe
Yeah.
not. So guess you'll have to watch and see. Which you can find that on our YouTube at College FB Weekly, and most likely on our Insta at College FBW.
Yeah. So
That's going to
go
be the
post.
end of the podcast today.
It is. And guess what? I'm so
What?
glad we are in the mix of college football. It is so good. Our teams are. I have one loss under my belt this year, but
All
we
right.
will be. And it's just awesome that college football is back. And the weather's changing, the leaves are falling. It's coming
It's
up.
going to be good. It's going to be real
Yes.
good. If you guys do not have a very quick way of checking out the college football rankings, go check out our Instagram. We post the rankings every week as soon as possible. Last week
Yep.
it wasn't too good. I posted them late. But yeah, watch us on YouTube, listen to us on Spotify, or watch us on Spotify now.
Yeah.
So
I did that the
I
other day.
like
It was
that.
really cool. Yeah.
I like that. Hopefully we have some big things coming up. Check out those videos coming up, of course. And tell everybody you know about this. If someone you know likes listening to college football, watching college football, let them know about our podcast. But anyways, thank you guys so much for listening, watching, etc. Um, we'll see you guys next week after these next games. So,
See you. Go
peace.
Tigers.